Hello, welcome to the local weather update. It's 10 o'clock and it is May 11th, and the smoke is finally starting to ease a little bit. And we'll show you what you can see. It's starting to push off to the south. Notice that haze starting to push off to the south finally, and I think you'll notice the difference. So these are the sunsets the past 3 days, or more or less. So this was May 9th. All right, you can see all the smoke there. All right. This was May 10th. This was yesterday, so still seeing a lot of smoke there. But this is the sunset today. Notice how much brighter the sun is. There's a little haze there, but not much less than before. So it looks like the smoke is finally starting to move on out of here, at least for a while. We have to look at the model and see what the model has. But you can see definitely that smoke's definitely starting to move out of the picture. Let's go to the MODIS satellite, and you'll see here that, there's a lot less smoke. Look at that. A lot of smoke over New England, though. That's Maine. Maine, I meant, and Nova Scotia. You can see less smoke here that we have. And right now, it looks like there's less smoke being produced. It looks like these fires have definitely lessened in intensity. They're still going, but they're definitely not as intense as they once were. Hopefully, they can get some control over them, because that really did put out a lot of smoke. As you see, it went over the whole northeast there. But it looks like it's finally starting to move on out. But of course, now we got to worry about clouds coming in. So let's go take a look at the smoke model, which we'll go right to now. And we'll look at the vertically integrated smoke loop, RAP. And you'll see definitely a lot less smoke being produced than before. Let's see, I don't know why it's not looping. Thought I put it in loop. Maybe I did not put it in loop. We'll try that again. All right, here we go. So this is the loop. You see the smoke moving out. And that's a good sign there. Definitely seeing a lot less of it. So it is moving on out. But the fires are still burning. They're just not as intense as they once were. So, and you also notice there's smoke also over Central America. There's fires burning there as well. A lot of wildfires all over the world, man. This is part of the new climate normal that we deal with now. It's a mild night out there. You can see temperatures generally in the mid-60s still. Weak sea breeze today. 63 at Islip, dew point 64, of course. In the alley, it's still 70. Yep, still 70 in that alley. Very much warmer. I feel the minute I get into my neighborhood, the temperature just shoots up. And I get in here and I'm like, you're walking and you're walking in cool air, and all of a sudden you're walking in warm air. And it just gets so much warmer. It's more like Central Park over here, where it's still 73 degrees. All right, South Shore is in the upper 50s, and it's still pretty warm in Jersey as well. It looks like they're dealing with 64 in Toms River, so quite a bit above normal today. Definitely feeling a little bit muggy out there tonight. The sea breeze was kind of not that strong today, so let's look at what the day was like in Islip. And you'll see it was not that strong at all. Wait for that to load. While we wait for it to load, let's look at the statistics today from the National Weather Service. So we hit 78. That's normal high 67. So it's 11 degrees above normal. The low still got down to 46 though, and that's 3 degrees below normal. So because of that, we had an average of 62. Which is only 4 degrees above normal at Islip. However, if we move this over to Central Park, there'll be a much bigger anomaly there. Yeah, so they actually hit 80 in Central Park today. Normal high is 70, so that's 10 degrees above normal. And they were averaged about 7 degrees above normal for the day at Central Park. And if we look at Newark, which probably was even hotter, 83 in Newark. They were 12 degrees above normal for their high. The mean was 6 degrees above normal, and we're still waiting for this to come through, so I don't know what's going on. We can try it again one more time. If it still fails, then we'll just move on to looking at the highs on the map. All right, here we go. So you can see here we had a west wind for a good part of the day. That's what shot Islip up quite high. Actually, yeah, it looks like it might have hit 80 there, too. I don't know. It's saying 79 here. So that reading that we got from, I said it's 77 or something like that over there. I don't know. It might have hit 80 over there. I don't know. 78? I don't know. It's like it got up quite warm there at Islip, so not much of a sea breeze until the afternoon, and it was fairly weak, and fairly weak sea breeze. Didn't really make it too far inland. So let's take a look and see what the highs were. We'll put the highs on the map, and we'll take a look and see. So most of Long Island got into the upper 70s, close to 80. Ran low 80s in the city, and above 80 also in much in New Jersey as well. Mineola probably got close to 82, 81, or 83, or probably 83 where I live. You had to be right on the South Shore to get the sea breeze. If you're right on the South Shore, particularly out east, you definitely had more of a sea breeze versus here. And we'll look at the Wonder Map. Oh, wait, I don't want to do that just yet. Let's look at the lows. And you can see West Hampton got down to 37. There was radiational cooling, mid-40s in a lot of other areas. Definitely didn't get it here. I had to have the AC on here. It was warm all night. Mid-40s in Jersey. So lows were close to normal, but the highs definitely very much above normal. Let's go to the Wonder Map now. And we'll go to the Wonder Map, and we'll look at our temperatures, and you can see what we got. So let's go look at the South Shore. We'll do Massapequa. All right, so if you're in Massapequa, this is Biltmore Shores, which is closer to the water. It's still at 75 there. You can see when the sea breeze did come in, though, it dropped temperatures down to the 60s after 3 o'clock. We didn't get that at all here. It was a bit of a breeze here, but not that much. Look at Salisbury. Again, further east, you have a better breeze. Salisbury got up to 79.5, and you can see it stayed pretty much in the 70s much later than that. So if you're on the South Shore, you definitely got a better breeze versus here. And again, the further out east you are, the better off you'll be with that. Obviously, with that breeze, if we go and we look at Yaphank here, you're probably only in the mid-70s. Let's see what they got up to today. 77, still even up there. Yep, yeah, even out east, it's still, because that west wind, you got to be right on the water. If you're right on the water, like, let's go to Blue Point here. Bayport, we're going to do this Bayport observation here. If you're right on the water, it's probably only maybe in the 60s, probably. Let's see. Yep, only 65. You got to be right on the water, though. Right on the water. You get some relief. I have a feeling tomorrow is going to be the same way. Meanwhile, if you go to the other extreme, we go where it's hot, like New Jersey, Manchester Township. It was pretty warm all day long there. Let's see what was there. 79.7. Only 79, actually. Interesting. No graph being shown, but there you go. So, but it's not a huge difference because, again, westerly winds, that's probably why. But anyway, let's now look at the models. We got that out of the way. Let's go to the models here. And you'll see here that we have this high here that's now in the position that's going to bring us that, southwesterly flow, and that continues tomorrow. We stay dry tomorrow, and then as the weekend comes, we have a slight chance of showers for the first part of Saturday, and then high pressure will build in for Sunday. And then as we go into next week, you'll see we do have a system that may bring us some rain, perhaps Monday. Now that's showing, so that would be our next chance for any really substantial rain. We haven't had rain in a while, so it's been unusually dry. And then as we get into next week, we'll have another high that will build in for Thursday. So let's go to the HRRR, which we should have fully in now. All right, so here's the HRRR model. Obviously, no rain tomorrow. But as we get towards Saturday morning, we'll have some rain chances, but mainly off to the south. And actually, it's showing rain chances off to the south with steady rain. Maybe a couple of pop-up sprinkles or showers. Very isolated. This isn't going to really bring us much of anything Saturday night into Sunday, but that's not much of anything there. All right. So let's look at the dew points and wind flow here. And you'll see here that we have the winds going back to the west tomorrow, all right? And you see that where you have the west winds, the dew points are a little lower. The dew points are a little higher where the sea breeze is. You can see that sea breeze front coming in the afternoon, going up through Long Island. And then as we get into Saturday, you can sort of see what sets up as almost like a stalled frontal boundary. The drier air is trying to build in from the north, but kind of have a frontal boundary that's kind of washed out a little bit here. So let's go take a look at actual temperatures, air temperatures tomorrow. Not going to really cool down that much tonight, and then tomorrow I think we'll have no problem breaking 80 degrees in most places unless you're right on the south shore. And I mean within a mile of the water. Otherwise, most of us get into the 80s. Then we'll drop into the 70s on the south shore by the afternoon, and then maybe that'll make its way up to the middle of the island by the evening. And then tomorrow night we don't cool down very much. We're probably going to stay in the 60s, and it's going to be kind of muggy. And then we do it again Saturday. It looks like Saturday, another really hot, warm day again, just as warm as Sunday. So, yeah, it'll be another well above normal day again. It looks like May is going to wind up above normal. I thought maybe we'd have a month below normal, but I knew that would be too much to ask for. But, yeah, that looks pretty warm. And if we look at our dew points and wind flow again, which I want to put on the screen here, you'll see the sea breeze is going to be very weak again. So it could be quite warm. And so this air really coming down isn't all that cool again. As I explained to you before, we have this big ridge in Canada that's, keeping that cool air from happening for now. So let's go. Now that we look at the temperatures, let's look at our skies. And we'll do that, obviously. We got the smoke out of here, but guess what happens now? The smoke's gone, but now we're going to have the cirrus come in tomorrow. We'll have sunshine, but there'll be some cirrus around drunken up the skies. And then Saturday, we're going to have the clouds around. And then Sunday, we might be able to push some of this mess to the south. We might. This is what the RGEM is showing, all right? Every model is going to have a little different opinion. The GFS is not showing that at all. And then we're just stuck in the clouds, and we have to wait for the next bit of sunshine to come. It probably wouldn't be until Wednesday that we'd have that front come through next week. And we'll go and we'll look at the temperatures here for Sunday here. Sunday is definitely cooler than Saturday. You can see that right there. Saturday is a lot warmer. Sunday's cooler. And then we get near normal. Here we are. We have that possible rain thing. And then we go, Tuesday, back into the 70s again. But then we drop off Wednesday. So that's when you see that cool down occur. You're going to have to wait until next week. Because of the way things are in the upper atmosphere right now. And that's something I'm discussing. I'm not really doing long range here. Let's go to the NAM 12. And I want to go to the 18Z on the NAM here. So here's the 18Z on the NAM. And you'll see, again, we're dry tomorrow. It's Saturday that we have the chance for, but it's very, very light, as you see. There's not that much. And then Sunday, we do dry out, but we may not clear out because the front gets stuck to the south. And that's the problem there, a little stall front syndrome there. But again, it's kind of hard to predict that far out what's going to happen as far as how the sky is going to look and, if we're going to be dealing with any smoke or not. That's the other thing. This air mass that we got the smoke with wasn't all that cool. And that's why if we go back and we go to the, I got to change the model here. But if we go back to the GFS model here, explain to you why this air mass hasn't been that cool, it's because of the temperatures in Canada. If you look at the temperature anomalies here, you'll see, we're going to look at this past week here, and you'll see you have warm air in Canada. So there's no cool air. The flow is coming from this part of Canada right here, where it's way, way above normal. You see the pinks, all right? And this is going to continue into the weekend, all right? Especially there's going to be a ridge developing in Western Canada. But it is that ridge that's going to force the cooler air in from Eastern Canada, and that's why we'll have a little bit of cooling weather next week. That cooler air from Eastern Canada comes down, all right? But they're still going to be dealing with very hot, dry conditions there, and could be some really bad wildfires. This is supposed to be a local weather update, but it kind of ties in to what we may or may not see in the sky as far as smoke goes. But if we get our air from Eastern Canada, I'm hoping we will not see the smoke and we'll have a nice sky with that. But anyway, I guess that's going to complete. Let's just go to Ventus Sky. I'll just use Ventus Sky one more time, and we're going to look at let's go to the temperature. Yeah, we're at temperature. Okay, so let's go into tomorrow here and just visualize what's going to happen tomorrow. So this is noon tomorrow. You can see killer west winds. Going to be dealing with the 80s. You have to be right along the south shore. And then still dealing with you see the sea breeze slowly coming in the afternoon, but you really want to be on the south shore. That's where you'll get your cooling. Everyone else is going to be roasting here, and I mean mid 80s. We may even see some temperatures approaching 90 degrees in parts of New Jersey, and who knows, maybe even in Mineola on the North Shore, Nassau County, as well as New York City. It's going to be a hot one tomorrow, so just ridiculous to have this kind of heat in May. But again, we're just continuing to leave off where we left off, at the beginning of April. We're dealing with more heat again. And, actually, I'm kind of curious if, let's just go to the preliminary climate data for Islip, and let's see if we're running above normal here. I'm just curious here. I know it's just started here, but let's see what we got here. So we're 9 degrees below normal at Islip, but that can be offset pretty quickly. Let's see what we got at Central Park. Central Park's preliminary is 2.2 degrees below normal. So we'll have to, this warmth is going to help erase it, though, I think. And I think we're going to see the temperatures probably average out a little bit above normal for this month. Not as much as April, but it certainly will be warmer than normal. So that is going to be it for this local weather update. And again, dealing with the heat, in May, not fun at all. And finally getting rid of the smoke, but now the heat comes in as well as the upper level junk in the sky that we're going to have, the Cirrus, the contrails, and all of the crap. So still waiting for a blue sky. Should have taken advantage of it last Saturday. It's such a rare thing to have a blue sky now, But anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Good night.